Hello and welcome back. This is part 3 of our series on what it would take to fix the Black community. And we started out with the 4-part series of restoring honor to America, what that really means. And now we've started our restoring honor to the Black community. And today we are going to talk about restoring honor to Black women. What would it really take? Part 3. So let's start you off like we normally do. Let's start you off with a poem. And we're going to start off with Dear Mom today. And so Dear Mom poem says, "Tell me, Mom, why was I born? How did I come to be? Was my daddy there to hold your hand while you were having me? Did my daddy say the words, I love you more than life? Were you just another girl, or were you daddy's wife? Did he hold me in his arms with love and pride and joy? Or did he leave without even knowing if you had a girl or boy? Does he even know my name? Does he know that I exist? Am I my daddy's heart and soul, or just another child on his list? Did you even love my dad, and did he love you back? Was it that he had no means, or was it a conscience that he lacked? Was daddy not the one for you? Was it hard for you to see? Did you think you were the only one, but was number 23? Did my dad destroy your life, or did he just pave the way for you to find your future king and be a queen someday? I know it's hard for you to see that God, he has a plan, and that a queen must find her king and not just any man. So keep your faith in God, dear Mom, and you'll live happily. For now you know it takes a king to raise a family." That's a Black Panther poem by Anita Black that was requested earlier today, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right, here we go. We talked about the men yesterday and what it would take to fix Black men and restore honor to Black men in the Black community. And of course, the women were like, well, what about the women? And men were like, yeah, the women need help. And so I let them know that we would be dealing with the women's side of things today. And so we went through 5 things that the Black man had, going on against him. And so we're going to talk about some of the things that Black women have happening against them and what it would take to counter those things, to fix those things. So, of course, the first part, starting from a little girl, is, of course, also the same as with the Black males we talked about yesterday, is the father situation. So if the mother does not fix, does not, have herself together and knows her self-esteem and whatnot and can pick the right man, well, then what happens is that little baby girl ends up being born without a father or with the father leaving at some point. And so, of course, that little girl grows up longing for a father and having that emptiness where a father, figure is supposed to be. Now, it's very difficult for most women, unlike with the male children, it's difficult for most women to let their children, their little girls, be around male figures. So unless the mother gets with another person, another male, the girls tend to not spend a lot of time with their uncles or a lot of time with their grandfathers. If they know, a lot of times we tell people if a child doesn't know their father, then 9 times out of 10 they don't know their father's father. So the most she has to deal with, of course, is the mother's father, her grandfather on her mother's side, and hopefully her grandfather would be still alive, or and hopefully the grandfather would be of the positive nature that he could instill in her some of the things that she misses from not having her father around. But you start off with the emptiness of not having a father. You go to school, and so now you have all of the little girls, and either you're in a school where there's a few of the little girls don't have their fathers, which the little girls tend to be, unlike the boys, the little girls tend to be more jealous of those who have their fathers, as opposed to, being with the ones that have their fathers and kind of, going on family trips or sleepovers or whatever where they can experience that father figure. So what you end up with is her kind of staying away from those that have their fathers so that she's not feeling sad and more emptiness. So what we have now, of course, just like the males, is more black schools where the majority of the girls there do not have that father figure in their life, do not have their fathers in their life. So it creates the same thing with the black males. It creates this whole school of young girls that are looking for those things that they're missing from their fathers. And unfortunately, in grammar school, the young girls tend to do pretty good, even without their fathers being there. But when you get to middle school, then you're getting into areas where a father is important. Your father is the person that is supposed to make you feel smart and pretty and protected. And so when you get to middle school, you're surrounded by, female teachers, which act as, surrogate mothers, if you will. But the male teachers that try to be there for the children end up in a difficult situation in that many of the girls find themselves infatuated with their male teachers. And since there's not many male teachers in many of the schools, a male teacher really has to be careful because the little girls can get so enamored of him that they tend to create situations that would just not be good for the adult male teacher. So you got that going on when they hit middle school. So that by high school, they've pretty much resolved themselves to the fact that they don't have a father. And so at this point, at high school, they're actually looking for love. And, they've had their little crushes on, little boys or teachers in middle school. And now they're actually getting it to a point where they're ready to start actually engaging in relationships. And so at this point, they're looking for either what they're missing or the opposite of whatever their mother told them their father was. If she told them that, their father was a bad person or no good or whatever. Mothers tend to say that to children, which is not good. But, she's looking for at these young males and these young boys, and she's trying to find that love that she did not have. And so she tends to, of course, like her mother, pick the wrong person, unless she has some kind of, at least, an uncle or grandfather, like say, or somebody, a brother, older brother, that can give her that positive aspect of the black male. If without that, she is, the chances of her picking the wrong male, especially in her first relationship, is very high.